Elon Musk taking aim at President Trump's big, beautiful bill. It faces a lot of opposition from Republicans in the Senate. Musk posting on X, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Well, the White House just responded a moment ago in the briefing. Take a listen.
The president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
All right, let's bring in Fox Business correspondent Jerry Willis, author of a brand new book out called Lincoln's Lady Spy Master. We're going to talk about it. And Fox Business anchor David Asman. David, we talked about this last week. Yeah. This is hardly like the first time that Trump and Musk have had a spat over policy. So it's unsurprising in that respect. What is surprising, I would argue, is like how openly he is showing his anger.
Well, I would argue that had Trump not spent 4 years already inside the swamp known as Washington, D.C., inside the Beltway, that he probably would have said the same thing about this bill, because a business person who's used to getting things done efficiently could only look at this bill and say it's the most inefficient piece of crap I've ever seen. I mean, it really is a horrible, horrible bill when you think of all that stuff that the politicians shove into it. At the same time, you have to think of what is worse for Republicans. And what would be worse for Republicans is if the tax cuts from 2017 time out and they end up with a tax increase on their watch, which would mean they would lose the midterms, and the Democrats would be totally in charge, or at the very least stop every single thing that Donald Trump wants to do. Ronald Reagan wrote something about deficits in 1984. He said, "The problem is not the size of the deficit, it's the size of the government's claim on our economy." And the claim on the economy right now of the deficit is about 6% as a ratio of the deficit to GDP. President Reagan had a deficit about the same, about 6% of the GDP in 1983. By the time he left, after all his tax cuts kicked in, it went down to 3.1% of GDP. It was cut in half. Once you get those tax cuts coming in, the economy starts roaring and the government becomes less of a factor in our overall economy than the private sector. That's the key.